Alright guys, so today we're going to be working on an XP system in a leveling system. So what I've done is I've created an XP bar, same thing that I did with the HP bar before, but yeah, I created an empty object. So in our canvas, empty, create empty. Um, then I added an image, UI, image, and then I named that one XP Fill. I hit Control D and copied it, and named the one that I copied XP Background, and the background is black, and the XP Fill, I have it on debug mode. Hold on. The XP Fill has our health bar test um, sprite in it, so that we can get this drop down menu about image type. Select Fill and select method horizontal. Alright, and that'll make our XP bar fill up. The next thing I did was I created an XP script. Let me find my scripts. Player XP Manager. That's what I called it. Player XP Manager. Okay, so in this one we got a lot going on. Float current XP, serialized field, max XP. I have it equal to 83. Public float XP modifier equals 1. So let's say you want an item that makes the XP that's received to go up or be boosted. You can use this modifier. Let's say you want it at 10%. You can change this modifier to equal 1.1F, and that would be taking it up 10%. Or you don't have to have that, whatever. But I have that in there because I want that in my game, and so I'm going to leave that there for later use. Anyway, we have public int level because we are probably going to want something to reference our level at some point to, yeah, if not nothing else, display it. So we want to keep that public. I don't like using a lot of static ints. I know I have one in the game manager, but if we can not use static ints, I feel like that's better. So, anyway, we have a bool is leveling up. That way, when the character goes up a level, that bool will trigger, and then pretty much after all the leveling code is finished, it'll go back to being false. And then finally, serialized field image, XP fill bar. So set fill amount is what I'm calling an update. So set fill amount is XP bar dot fill amount equals current XP divided by max XP, and that'll always give us the value of 0 to 1. If current XP is greater or equal to max XP, leveling up is true, and then we're going to level up. So this is what happens in level up. We're going to make a float called XP overage. So let's say you need 5 XP to level up, but you got 10 XP. Well, it'll take that and figure out the difference between your current XP and your max XP, and that's what that'll be equal to. That way, you have an overage. So if is leveling up, so if this bool is true, max XP equals max XP times 1.3015F. And so this is just a number that I came up with based on some research about XP tables. You can research XP tables and find a better number that fits. You can even, I'm going to leave this because I think it's fine, but you can even make a float up here and call it XP percentage or something to go up. after level. I mean, that's a long name, but yeah, you can name it that. And just give it whatever value you want. So current XP equals XP overage. So this is where your max XP equals 1 point, basically 30% more than it did. And then your level goes up, and then is leveling false, so that this does not get triggered again. And that's it. And then give XP. This is a public void because we're going to call it from a XP item. Or you can call it when an enemy dies. So it's the same thing as give health that we've been doing. XP to give equals XP to give times XP modifier. So this is where that XP modifier is going to come in. If you get 10% more XP, then it's going to be XP to give times 10% more. And then current XP is going to be plus equal to XP to give. And that's it as far as the this script. Oh, and if you ran into a thing with the image, because I did not tell you to put in using Unity Engine, if you're not able to use this image for whatever reason, it's probably because you didn't put in UI in. I still can't say it. I don't know why. UnityEngine.ui. So make sure you have that up there. All right. So the next thing that we did with this UI system is we made a XP item, and this is a code. It's basically just the same thing as a lot of stuff we've done. So just copy this code. If you can't read this and figure out what's going on here by now, then maybe you need to go back to other lessons to or do a little bit more research on your own. So anyway, just copy that, and we'll go on into Unity and get everything else set up for this. Because I changed something in enemy script, but I want to go over what I did first. So I created 2D object sprite. I created a capsule. I'll just go ahead and walk you through the process. I created the capsule, made it smaller, added a rigid body 2D, set the gravity scale to 0, and then I added a capsule collider, set it to trigger. Right, and then I added the XP item script, and I told you this before. You don't have to drag the XP manager script into it because it's going to find the XP manager, but I like to do that for redundancy. So anyway, I just changed the color so that not everything's white. Changed it to blue, and then I drug it into I named it XP item, and then I drug it into my prefab folder right here. So just drag it into your prefab folder. It'll ask you if you want to make a prefab. I'm not going to do that again because I've already done that. So since we've made the prefab, so in our enemy health script, let me find enemy health script. So you could also, a quicker way to do that is going in here and find an enemy health and double clicking on it. So in our enemy health script, I put serialized field game object XP prefab. And so I didn't want every enemy to drop an XP item. So in die, there's a int random number, which just generates a random number between 0 and 100. And if the number, and I actually wanted to bring that up some, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, because I thought that too many enemies were dropping. But so random number is greater or equal to 30, then we're gonna drop a XP prefab. So once you have that, and you can have them, you don't have to do the random number. you don't have to do this random number. You can just write instantiate. And that way every enemy will drop a XP prefab, but I think it makes it a little more challenging when not every enemy drops one. Because you're going to get to a point where you're leveling up really slow anyway. Alright, so in our enemy prefab, see, I think I have two. I'm going to delete this one. In the enemy prefab, find enemy health, and then drag your XP item into enemy health. Alright, and so now we have our beam. We have a way to damage it, we have a way to get hurt ourselves, and then we have a way to I'm just doing some cleanup, and we have a way to damage our enemy, and we have a way to level up. So let's see what happens. We're going to click on this XP manager, the XP bar, and see what it looks like. And I have my weapon like really high as far as damage, so I can just test things. So not everyone is dropping XP, and that's good. That's exactly what we wanted. Alright, so I'm at level 1 right now, and my max XP is 30. So I'm going to get this, and I'm going to go up, and then I should have a little bit more health left in my bar here because of the overage. Yep, so I have overage, I have my level went up, my XP changed, max XP changed. Like I said, you can change your max XP in any way that you want. And again, I'm going to get this. I should have overage. Yep, I have overage. XP changed, and level went up. So in the game Vampire Survivors, every time you level up, you get a new ability or get to choose between different abilities. And that's really the biggest part that we need to cover next. And then after that, there's just a few little things that I think that needs to happen, and then I think that'll be it for the programming side of this tutorial. And then I'm gonna do some art, and I'm gonna walk you guys how to do some pixel art for this. So if that's the side that you want to look at, you're more than welcome to. But anyway, I think that's it for this tutorial. If you liked it, like and subscribe. And if you would like to see me do more tutorials and better videos, then please consider following me on Patreon. Alright, thanks.